Today, I want to talk about talent management and why it has become such an important part of managing people in organizations. When we think about people management, we usually imagine things like hiring, training, supervising employees, or solving workplace problems. But talent management goes a little further than that. It focuses on identifying the people who can create a special value for the organization, helping them grow, and making sure their abilities are used in the best possible way. So, in simple words, talent management is the part of people management that looks at how an organization can build its future through people. This is very important because organizations not just need workers, they need people with abilities, commitment, potential, and adaptability. That is where the idea of talent comes in. Talent doesn't always mean the same thing every organization. For some companies, talent means a small group of top performers or future leaders. For others, talent is something that exists in every employee and can be developed over time. I think this difference matters a lot because the way an organization defines talent also shows how it treats its people and how it creates opportunities for growth. Now, this topic is closely related to another great idea: knowledge workers. They are people whose main contribution comes from thinking, analyzing, creating ideas, solving problems, and using specialized knowledge. For example, engineers, software developers, teachers, researchers, and some consultants. All of them are usually considered knowledge workers. But being a knowledge worker is not exactly the same as being talent. A knowledge worker is defined by the kind of work they do, while talent is more about the value a person brings to the organization. So, a person can be a knowledge worker because of their job, and at the same time, being seen as talent because of their impact, potential, or strategic importance. This distinction is useful because not every role is managed in the same way. Some positions become especially important because they are connected to innovation, leadership, or future growth. That is why organizations try to manage talent through a full process, not just through hiring. First, they try to attract the right people. Then, they select them, welcome them into the organizations, help them to learn, give them opportunities to grow, and place them in roles where they can contribute more. And finally, try to retain them. This whole process can be understood as a kind of value chain because each step adds value. If one part fails, the whole effort becomes weaker. For example, a company may hire a brilliant employee, but if it does not offer development or recognition, that person may leave very quickly. Another important point is that not all organizations see talent in the same way. Some follow an exclusive approach where only a small number of employees are considered talent. Others prefer an inclusive approach where everyone has strengths worth developing. And today, many organizations are moving toward a skills based perspective, which means They pay more attention to what people can actually do and learn instead of focusing only on titles, prestige, or formal background. This makes a lot of sense in digital era because skills change very quickly and organizations need people who can be learning. This brings you well this brings us to a very famous expression, the war for talent. This phrase refers the intense competition between organizations to attract and retain highly valuable people. It may sound dramatic, yeah, but it describes a very real situation. Companies are competing for people who have the abilities they need to survive and grow. In the past, this competition already existed, but today it is much stronger because the digital era has increased the demand for a very specific skills. One of the biggest reasons for this is the scarcity of digital talent. Many organizations are looking for people with knowledge in areas like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data analysis, I don't know, cloud computing, digital marketing, or software development. The problem is that there are not enough people with these skills to meet the demand. This creates pressure in the labor market, salaries rise, competition increases, and employers have to work harder to attract the right candidates. It also means that organizations cannot depend only on external hiring. They must also train the people they already have, reskill them, and prepare them for new roles. At the same time, the competition for talent is no longer only local. Today it happens on global scale because of technology and remote work. Well, many professionals can work for companies in other cities or even in other countries without moving physically, like our course. This means that organizations are not only competing with nearby employers, they are competing with companies around the world. And because of that, offering a salary is no longer enough. Organizations also need to offer flexibility, professional development, and healthy culture and meaningful work. This is directly connected to the increased mobility of the workforce. Workers today, they have more possibilities than before. All of them can change companies more easily, work remotely, join international teams, or move into different industries. Mobility is no longer only physical, it is also digital and professional. For employees, this creates more freedom. For organizations, it creates a bigger challenge because retaining talent becomes harder. People stay where they feel valued, where they can grow, where they feel that their work really has a meaning. So, when we put all of these together, we can see that talent management has become one of the most strategic functions inside people management. It is not just about filling positions, it is about understanding what kind of people and skills the organizations needs, how to develop them, and how to keep them engaged in a changing world. In digital era, this is even more important because technology changes fast. Specialized skills are scarce and competition is global. Obviously, workers are more mobile, so we are facing a lot of deals. To conclude, I will say that talent management is really about preparing the future of the organization through people. It helps us understand not all employees contribute in the same way, but all organizations depend on human capability. And in a world shaped by a digital transformation, the organizations that will do better are the ones that now have, that currently know how to attract, develop, and retain the right people with intelligence, fairness, and long term vision. I hope you have enjoyed.